And I was an only child, so that's also where they fucked up. I wish I would have had brothers and sisters.
Yeah, because they could have been like, well, this next one's gonna be tennis.
Just for some support.
Yeah.
Or not.
Yeah, or just like another kid to be like...
For them to talk to.
Or another kid to be like the F up.
Right?
So even if your knee blows out, you're like, well, at least I'm not like...
Yeah, Alex could do better than me. It's not all, you know?
Yeah.
Are you an only child?
No, 2 brothers.
Awesome! Are you the oldest, youngest, middle?
Middle.
Dude, I feel like you're in the sweet spot.
Yes. Yeah, for sure. I always wondered what it would be like to have sisters. You know, you always see sisters and you're like, God, you have like a third arm. You know, it's also like sisters are always like so close and they have this like kinetic energy with each other. And then my brothers are like...
That is true.
My brothers are like disgusting. It's so gross. You have hair and you put lip gloss on. You're such a freak.
Do they...
Like, you don't understand
Are they protective of you?
Not at all.
Really?
Couldn't give a hoot less. Like, my older brother... Like, if we do, like, family stuff and people, like, come up to me and say something about, like, how excited they are about my career or anything, he, like, rolls his eyes and doesn't even want to hear about it.
Really? How much older are they?
Older brother's 2 years older.
Okay.
Younger brother's 5 years younger. My older brother and I were pretty close. And then we kind of, like... Now my younger brother and I are closer now. Because he kind of calls me. And he's, like, sweeter. He's, like, a more gentle soul.
Really?
Yes. Yeah. The older brother's, like... But he also lives in Alaska, and his favorite restaurant is Raceway gas station roller dogs. And his favorite...
Is he a truck driver?
No, he just is like a, no, he works at the hospital, but he was like a raft guide and like an ATV mechanic. He just is like, lives off the land and loves, like anything extra is stupid. You know what I mean? Like paying for Botox.
I would never have pegged that as your older brother.
Oh, yeah. Oh, but the other one lives in Utah, too, and is like a ski instructor and half the time lives in a tent and
they're
is
so
a
into
field
nature.
biologist. Yeah. But, so they, like, I live in L.A. and, like, I, you know, am a comic and, you know, like...
You're living in the real world.
They would be like, I'm living in the bullshit world. And they're like, go live in a valley and like live on a kayak for 3 days instead. See that? So they think I'm the freak show.
So are they the kind of guys that like walk around barefoot and they're like, the earth is really good for the bottom of your feet and they're chi?
They're not chi. They're just like, they want to drink Miller Lite in a river.
Okay, well I can get down with that.
You know? Yeah, they're not like zen. They're just like...
They're not hippie about it.
They're not hippie about it. They're just like simple, let's climb a rock and get drunk at the top of it.
Okay. I'm not mad at that.
Yeah. So all this like extra stuff about me, they roll their eyes at.
Oh.
So, but
you're
all
fun.
like that.
You sound fun.
I'm so fun.
They don't sound very fun.
They are fun though. It's very weird. We like are growing up, like our parents worked all the time. So we would get home and they wouldn't be there. So we would just like our friends would come over and we'd like shit on fire and drive down the street and like go make a mudslide somewhere.
Yeah.
Like we were just kind of like rascals.
That sounds fun.
Yeah, it was so fun. You know, people are always like, yeah, I grew up and my parents showed me like Carlin and then we grew up on, you know, Bob Dylan and all this stuff. I'm like, we never had any culture because our parents weren't there. So we just lived in dirt and like had fun. I ran away from the cops a lot.
Really?
Yeah. But not for anything bad. We were just always unsupervised.
Yeah. Well, I feel like do you feel like your comedy pulls from your childhood or your life at all like that because of that?
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. But it's always just, I just like, I talk about personal stories and everything else. But I'm always like, do you ever feel like you meet somebody and you're like, God, your parents showed you so many different worlds and exposed you to so much stuff. And my parents were just like, the lawn better be mowed. And I don't want to call from the police. And you're like, all right, see you in 3 days.
Yeah. Well, I feel like some kids now are getting more of like a worldview of things.
Yes.
And maybe it's because of social media and like they're exposed to like you can go on and like look at a travel account and see a lot of things. And then I feel like traveling now is a lot easier than it was whenever I was growing up.
Yeah.
If I was getting on a plane and going somewhere, it was like a big deal.
Yeah. I think my first flight was my grandpa remarried a Canadian woman and lived in Calgary.
Yeah.
My first flight was to Calgary. But I remember being like, getting on a plane.
Big deal.
Yeah.
Now you can travel anywhere and it's super easy.
Yeah, and you like, there's children who are like, I'm in love with a woman in Singapore at 14. And you're like, how do you, I don't even know where Singapore is on a map. How do you fall in love with somebody like that? And they like have all these relationships and TikTok best friends and everything else now.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? I fell in love with somebody on AOL chat. And they said it was a 14-year-old boy. It was probably a 52-year-old man, but that was like my only relationships that were worldly.
Yeah.
I remember, did you ever do the chats, the AOL chats?
Like, I only did Messenger.
Oh, okay.
I wasn't in the chats.
I was in the chats, but it was like, I wanted to be a horse girl, but I wasn't.
Uh-huh.
But I would go into the horse girl chats and then lie about all the horses I had and what breeds they were and their names.
That's fun. You actually probably had to know a lot about it to do that, though.
Oh, I didn't.
You just made it up?
Yeah. Oh, I ride Western and Eastern at the same time. I'm so all over the place.
First date, baby.
Are you really drinking a glass of milk with dinner?
First date.